Usually quite quiet.
Yeah, I am. What did you do the last one with Ollie as co-caster?
You're very quiet. Let me make you even louder.
I can move my mic closer as well.
That's good. That's good.
So I've just got to be careful that the breath doesn't turn up.
Yeah, I can always just put my Discord much higher because you're the only person here. So it's alright.
10 seconds remaining.
Ooh. Oh wow, those bans were so fast.
Team pick.
We banned out Nat's characters instantly. Instant.
Radiant's just seen the Nats on the opposition team and banned out his hero puddle of 2.
Yeah, not the first time that's happened.
No, not at all. And I think Nat's got PTSD from the NSC game on Sunday, and that axe has gone straight out the window.
5 seconds remaining.
First fade Void, though.
Team pick.
That is an odd one.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few Faceless Voids picked in the first phase, but I don't think it's been that successful. I think you want to second phase it, if anything. Unless you're really desperate to play off it.
Biggest problem with Void, if you first phase it, is there is, at the end of the day, whilst Chrono is a good spell, there's a lot of heroes that counter Void. You can pick anything that's going to reduce your healing, so that his Time Walk's not going to save him. You can pick a lot of heroes that save others from Chrono, like Venge, and even cores you can pick later, like Pugna and stuff, can put decrypts into the Chrono, and you can pick stuff like Disruptor to glimpse him out, or put a
Wraith
Static
King?
Storm, so he's not that. Yeah, even Wraith King, exactly. There's a lot of ways
A core who
to
doesn't
counter
care if he's chronoed. So yeah, there is a lot. I agree. Yeah. I don't know why they first phased it, but it is Nat, so I assume he had some logic behind it. Drafting against Midnight. I don't think we've seen Midnight draft before.
No, this is a new one. Obviously, he's gone for the first pick, Jakiro, which is a safe one. I was looking for Kinder Surprise on his roster there, but it's not. I guess that is just a safe support to go with POS 5, and as Lena from the Dire that's come out is also an equally safe pick, because that can go in the 4 position if you don't want it in the mid, but at the end of the day it is so flexible that you can go and throw it in that mid, and even POS 5. Obviously Lena's a fairly hard to counter here in the mid lane. There's not a lot of heroes do well against her, and it's easy to ban them out sort of in that second phase or even last phase if you're really thinking of going for a mid, at which point you'll know how the drafts are playing out.
Yeah, I agree with what you said about Lena. As a mid player, I find Lena is quite hard to counter. You can go even against Lena. It's very hard to completely dominate the lane. So, and I just got a stat from Brex, thanks on the chat. Lena is 13 wins, 5 losses in the in-houses. And mostly been played mid, but we have seen it in a few other roles. So, very popular pick, and one of the most successful ones in our in-house.
I mean, the hero's just got such a cool toolkit.
Decayer Pango. Decayer Pango. Not seen that for a while. That's when I used to. So I saw Decayer play in another tournament, Dota University tournament, and he was so good on the Pangolier. Came into BVGS in-houses, immediately proved he was good on the Pangolier. Then it was banned for a while. Then it wasn't banned, but he stopped picking it. Now he's finally gone back onto it. So I'm excited to see that again.
Yeah, and I think it's quite a good hero against Legion as well. Obviously, you've got that roll and the duel, and whilst she can duel you in roll, and I don't actually know what happens.
That is
to roll.
interesting.
Does it just stay still, or does it just keep going like a TP?
Do you like bounce on top of her, or do you just keep? Like, oh yeah, it's a good question.
Does it pull you out of roll? It might pull you out. So it'll be interesting. I'm not actually sure how that works, but in terms of if Pango's not in the duel, that rolls a good stun, and also that disarm on the Q is going to stop Legion doing her thing. Legion on the Radiant was actually here I thought the Dire might pick, just because it's so strong against Jakira and lane, and obviously that laning phase is one of Jakira's key strengths. So it's almost like
10 seconds
it felt like it was almost a deny pick as well as a
5 seconds remaining.
A good pick for the Radiant. I mean, we'll find out if it's a good pick. Actually, they haven't really got any cores on the Dire yet that Legion counters.
Yeah. I know you talk about Legion's counter being in the fact that she has a Dispel, but I still like the idea of Jakiro Legion. I mean, it's not Snapfire or Skywrath, but sitting in a Magnifier for up to 5 seconds, that's going to hurt. So at least you've got some combo there. How many subs for the third emote? I need 6 more subs. The third emote is unlocked. Where's... Oh, I pressed the cam button by accident. There you go. Sneak peek of midnight. I didn't mean to press that.
Radiant team pick.
You could say hi to him. That's because I meant to press 6, and then 6 is my cam button. There you go.
He looks quite happy. Seems like the draft's going well, and that's a treant. And immediately that makes the Dyer's draft.
10 seconds.
That immediately, for some reason, makes me think it's a mid leaner.
5
Because
seconds
obviously you could
remaining.
put Trine as a 5, but I'm not sure I like it.
Maybe. I don't know. I've seen some pros tend to skill Trent differently than we do. Some of them play really defensive and max out the living armor to maybe defend against Legion or something like that. But I've seen Trents in our in-houses tend to go more aggressive. They want to max out both Nature's Grasp and the Leech Seed. So we'll see.
I think my biggest problem is if the Treant is a 5, is that you have a melee support against the Legion in lane. Legion obviously benefits greatly from that. The counter-attack's going to make you much better at the trading. You can obviously throw overwhelming odds down and run away fairly easily. You've got the
Dire team pick.
purge for most Treant stuff apart from the Q. And they've picked a Venge on the Radiant, which is actually a fairly smart pick. If Treant sort of locks down, you get the Lean and the Pango on someone, you can swap them out. It's a bit of save. In
10
terms of their
seconds
support duo, that's not really a... That's a duo that needs a third person to
5
kill,
seconds
I
remaining.
think. Early on,
Yeah.
between the dual breath and the minus armor from the Wave of Terror, they can probably do quite a lot of damage if they go around as a 2, but I suspect that'll be more... It's just an extra initiation for Legion, right? If Legion doesn't have the blink up, you can swap somebody out to Legion, so the duel's more remote, in that you're not blinking into the middle of the enemy team and dueling them, you're dueling them outside,
that's a
so
good
you're forcing
point.
them to come in.
Yeah, so pre-Blink Dagger, Venge can just swap someone. Legion can be ready to duel them.
Radiant team pick.
That's pretty strong. Then you've got minus armor, so Legion can hit them harder. I like that. I also think Drow makes sense, but it may just be a deny pick because you're scared of the Venge Drow. So you're going, well, we'll take Drow. Drow's okay against those 3 heroes. Might as well get Drow now. I think that's clever, actually.
Yeah, I mean, a
10
Drow
seconds
Venge lane
remaining.
is just such a strong lane.
It's ridiculous.
5 seconds
It
remaining.
also makes me think that Treant, it might actually be in this as this 5 though, because if, like we said, we talked about that, this Treant being a melee hero against Legion. Well, what you need if you've got a melee 5 ideally is a ranged core.
Radiant
Yeah.
team
Yeah, it's nice to have that combo. Lycan. Now, this is
Lycan.
not a hero we've seen for a very long time. He's a weird hero because they nerfed Necrobook, but they did buff it in other ways, so it does more damage to heroes, less to towers. They otherwise did not touch Lycan at all, and yet his popularity still dropped. But he's the
10
same hero,
seconds remaining.
essentially. So, yeah, there you go. Lycan, pretty good against Drow,
5
actually,
seconds
because
remaining.
you might be able to gust him, but he's moving at 650 move speed, and he can't be slowed. So that's scary for Drow Rangers. He also can't kill the Necro Creeps or the Wolves quickly. So, yeah, I like the Lycan. I guess Treant can lock him down.
Team
Pango can disarm him. You can roll on him, but, you know, it's still... Drow cannot by herself survive against Lycan.
And if the Pango and Lena really focus together with their Qs and stuff, they could potentially bring down some of his summons quite quickly, but it's already a rough Drow game. It was rough when they picked it with
seconds
the
remaining.
Venge swap and the Legion to get on top of it. Obviously, if you have heroes on top of Drow,
5
it
seconds
deactivates
remaining.
that ultimate, and you're losing your high damage procs, and you're losing that aura, which provides you so much damage in the agi. But Lycan's just another hero that can run on top of Drow, and I like the fact that they've picked it with a Legion as well.
team
One
Radiant
thing
team
that
pick.
Lycan teams sometimes struggle with is Lycan's that front has to be that front liner, and they think strength hero is good for it. It's not actually. When everybody starts beating upon him, it's not actually that tanky. He doesn't build that way. He builds for summons and he builds for auras. So I like the fact they have
10
that Legion
seconds remaining.
to take out that carry and let Lycan do his thing on the
5
back lines.
seconds remaining.
Yes, I agree. I'm not a big fan of the core being the only durable hero on your team. So, oh, we've got another melee hero coming in. Bloodseeker. Ooh, what becomes the mid hero? Do we see Legion mid or do we see the old return of Bloodseeker mid? That's the question. That's an
You
interesting
can
one.
even see Lycan mid.
Oh, Lycan mid, of course. You can do Lycan
Very
mid.
flexible.
Yeah, I think actually,
10
now
seconds
that I
remaining.
don't know why I completely forgot Lycan could go mid. I think it's going to be Lycan mid. That'll be my
5
prediction.
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
quite possibly. But I think if you're the Dire now, you look at this and go, I think Lina mid is all right.
Yeah.
So you do have that option. It's going to do fine against melee heroes in lane because you've got that W and click on them fine. So you've got the option here of you can put Lina as a 4 and pick a better mid if one springs to mind. You might look at that and go, well, Monkey King's going to have a pretty nice lane or something like that. Whether Monkey King as a hero is particularly good here is debatable, but certainly in lane, he's alright.
Yeah,
there's so many heroes you can pick.
There's a lot of melees on the Radiant, so they're not really benefiting from Vengeful Spirit's extra range. Yes, Decayer is if they ever go together somewhere.
Yeah, and to be honest, if you're the Dire now, you might look at your team and think, the front line's not great. Pangolier can get ruptured and he's going to have to stop running around his ball, but he's not a tanky hero anyway. They've got no one to soak up damage, so they might pick a Timber
Dragon
or
Knight,
something.
I was actually thinking about Dragon Knight. Now, I have been a big fan of this combo for a very long time. Dragon Knight Drow is perfect for 2 reasons in my eyes. One, Dragon Knight can just build pure tank and blink dagger and just get in front of everyone, and you can't ignore Dragon Knight completely, but if you spend too long killing him, then Drow will kill everyone. The second reason is when Dragon Knight pops Elder Dragon form, he becomes a ranged hero, gets all of the agi from Drow Ranger, and now you've got a Dragon Knight with free, like 70, up to 100 agility in the late game. And you can't ignore a Dragon Knight with 100 agi. That's so much armor, so much damage. But Dragon Knight's also really tanky, so it just complements Drow so well. So I'm a massive fan of that pairing, always one of my favourites.
It's also another stun for this Lycan.
Long stun.
Means you can't just run around at free will.
Off the top of my head, it's a 3.25 second stun at max, and with the talent at level 25, you can get a 4.85 second stun. So that's pretty long.
Stun.
That's a long stun, yeah, for sure.
So it looks like on the Radiant, they're putting the Legion in the off lane. Whether the Bloodseeker goes mid is debatable. I guess they'll put the Bloodseeker mid just because he scales up levels, but Lycan, actually if you put a Lycan mid, he could just easily go off to jungle in between waves and do fairly well. Although the Bloodseeker's going to stand up to Dragon Knight's Q harass and the trades he'll inevitably try to take as this tanky strength hero with high armor and regen. But there's just so much flexibility from both drafts there in that drafting phase as to where they could put stuff. It's until we see now that it's actually Lycan mid. You could have easily laned things anywhere, and I think that is a really smart play. Having these lineups that are flexible, that you can outmaneuver the opponents with, right up until the last second where you lock in and go, right, this is their strategy.
Yes, I agree. Like, I think we didn't see a lot of that at the beginning. When we were first playing the in-houses, it was very obvious, right, this is our POS 5, this is the POS 4, this is the POS 3, kind of like you're doing a roll queues match. But really, drafting needs to exploit that flexibility. Yes, we do have player cams, of course. Whose cam do you want to see first, Max? What do you think?
Ooh, I think we should...
30 seconds to battle.
Let's see, who's on the runes? Let's see what Decayer's thinking. I think this is going to be this...
He's the one cam we don't have, actually. The 1 out of 10 you had to choose.
Alright, who's next likely to find action? Let's go for Nat.
Nat cam, alright. Cam loaded up. There it is. Where's Nat? Yeah, he's running in his tree. I mean, Nat is a support player. I think a lot of people forget that. He does pick up the rune. Nice clicking. But yeah, Nat got to Immortal by playing support. He's not actually a core player. He's just played some really good core in some of the in-houses. Do we have Robe Cam today? I think he said it's too hot. Yeah, exactly. Like Karen said. It's too hot for the Robe of Power from Frawding. Alas.
So if Frawding loses, you know what to blame. It's the lack of the Robe of Power.
He needs the Robe of Power. Because when he put it on, he did really well. Double melee mid. Dragon Knight versus Lycan. I feel like Lycan's going to be able to farm pretty easily in this lane, but so is Frawding.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of these lanes where neither bothers the other hero too much. Dragon Knight, of course, can reduce the Lycan's damage, but Lycan obviously has Wolves, and he has his Feral Impulse Aura. They're just going to trade farm, and take the small camp, no problem. Lycan's going to get a bit more, obviously, by the fact that he'll take the jungle camps quicker. But neither hero is going to be particularly bothered about it. What will be interesting is see who takes the other person's tower first.
Yeah, true. They're both pushing heroes as well. Do we have a safe lane Bloodseeker? Not something we've seen very much of. I mean, Bloodseeker's been picked, but it's become sort of popular in the POS 3. We've seen Decayer play it a few times. Now we have POS 1 Bloodseeker. A bit of an odd hero.
Yeah, it is, and it was all because of that Q change, you know? Suddenly it took away so much of your health, and didn't give you much from it, apart from, really, the huge spell amp. So the spell amp became such value that you just built him to have auras and utilize your Blood Right and Rupture, so you didn't really fill that core role of right-click damage. But I guess we're going to see how that works. Dan's played Bloodseeker an awful lot, especially from the safe lane. So it's certainly here he's comfortable on.
That's fair enough. I mean, I think it was picked pretty much as response to Pangolier. Because obviously keeping Pango in place. Gonna take a lot of damage there, Decayer. He doesn't mind, he's just trading through it. Not sure that was a favourable trade for him. But well. Someone's already back in base, and that's already running back home. I wonder why we got harassed a little bit too much.
It's interesting as he has a salve on him, he's obviously picked that up for his career, but by the time he's got back to base, he's already on half health.
Yeah, it does leave Doigelicious get a little bit of a solo XP, but Tim's doing a really good job at being aggressive. Just throw on the liquid fire, back off. That is back. Has gone for level 2 Leech Seed and Nature's Grasp, so gone for the more aggressive style of build. Don't know is more popular. A bit of a fight. First blood. Yeah, it is. Flicked on the supplies to death.
The classic blood right down into a stun combo. You get silence, you take the damage, and you just get chased down afterwards. Obviously, there's an Oove on this Bloodseeker as well, so that Lena's really not getting away.
I think we, at some point we looked up most like successful lane combos, and Bloodseeker actually featured in it. And I think it was any hero basically that has some way of keeping them in your blood right. So Crystal Maiden was number 1. But I think anything is like Venge is fine. Anything that can keep them in the blood right, so they're definitely going to take damage from it. Because you can easily walk out of it, otherwise it's very, very slow, even though it is big. Incredibly long play. Oh, Midnight's going to go down. Yeah, just saw that top. Doige looks for a kill. Of course, they have a lot of slows in this lane. You've got the Frost Arrows, and then you've got 2 separate abilities that slow from Trin. So, yeah. You can't deal with slows, you're definitely going to die in this lane.
Yeah, that tree and Q does a lot of damage if you're slowed and staying in that.
It does indeed. Slows kind of just like stack on top of each other. Get Roid's camera off. Not a fan.
Is he playing in a jacket with no shirt?
Yeah, I think he's got a coat on but no shirt. It's an interesting combo. It's like, is he too hot or is he too cold? I like this cam. Ah, well, I'll change it. Go to frawding. Also chilling in the mid lane. They're going to have a very, very boring lane mid though. I don't know why I'm even watching, to be honest. Let's look away.
Yeah, I mean, they're just 2 heroes with a lot of regen and a lot of health.
He did put the robe on though. He said it was too hot, but he put it on anyway for the memes. Ooh, Tim and Nat, they're having a fight. What's going on here? Just going to back off. He's scared of Nat. Nat actually pops a mango. Yeah, gets the slow onto Tim. Don't think he's going to die though. Nat going for the punch. Does hit the punch. Ooh, do you want to be fighting Trent? Trent can heal himself. He's also got Orb of Venom. He hits very hard. 97 damage. Will Tim actually get this? This is really close. Tim's got no... Oh, pops the salve. Doesn't actually get cancelled. Nat pops the salve. It is cancelled by the dual breath. I think this hasn't gone well for Nat. And now Midnight's close. Overwhelming odds, which he hasn't leveled. So he's going to have to do a right click. Yeah, he's going down. Midnight will find the kill.
Very interesting move from Nat, not to just walk into that huge stack and get eviscerated.
Oh, true, true. Didn't spot
deny
that.
himself. He knows about that as well. It was him that stacked it. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
an interesting move not to utilize it there.
Yeah. Okay, that is a bit of a shame. Maybe he just wasn't thinking about it at the time. Thought he might be able to get away. Maybe he knew that Legion didn't have overwhelming odds, which is I understand not leveling it up sometimes against like melee matchups, but I think if you're against a drow, you really need it. It gives a lot of move speed. It gives a way of doing some range damage. It gives a way of using your mana. Like, look, he's on full mana.
Yeah,
not a fan
and
of
I mean,
this.
this press the attack's nice, but if you need 2 points in it, you probably just want that dispel. Bottom lane's just got back up and running for the Radiant as well. Bloodseeker ended up stuck in the trees on almost 0 health. He just had to ferry out an emergency salve to get him back in the running. I think salves all around actually. Decayer's just had one of his own. Decayer got that early javelin as well, so you're going to see
We're
some
going on
real
Tim. I
damage
think
from
Tim's going to go down. Slow to death. Nice ice path, but it only lasts 1 second at level 1. I think now Midnight's going to go down. Does dispel the slow, but then it goes straight back on. It's very, very fast hero. In fact, Noodlz also found a kill bot lane. Now they're going for the dive. Do we have the stun? Yes, we do. Stun into Bloodright. Really good combo. Double kill for him under the tower as well. So you were right. He is comfortable with this hero. 3-0 Bloodseeker already. 7 minutes in.
Yeah, and I was just looking at this javelin on the Pango. Obviously, it's a nice rush, and that would be super good for harassing out the enemy carry. If it wasn't a Bloodseeker that would just heal up between your uses.
True, true.
Much harder hero
Mid
to
lane,
harass
we've
out.
actually activated the Lycan form, Shapeshift. He's got Necrobook already, that's why he's going for the dive. But Dragonite is not a squishy hero. He's got a lot of armor. He's actually only got rank 1 Dragon's Blood. Maybe he didn't think he needed a higher rank. And the Zoo is actually going to chase him down. Tim, he's come in. What a great rotation. Nat TP'd in, but double kill for Roidz. Wow, that's a really good play.
And I think our answer for which mid tower's going down first has just come out.
It's like another kill was found in the bot lane, somewhat killing Decayer. Ooh, SupahNoodlz just dodging that. Did he use Rupture? Yes, he did. Rupture was committed. And yeah, mid tower's gone down. We've got Liquid Fire, Glyph's been used. We've still got a Necro Creep on it. Necro Creeps push towers very quick. Oh, we do have living armor, so I think the tower is actually going to live. But yeah, Roidz, I mean, he was playing against a Dragonite, probably thought, actually, I have a chance at killing this guy. And he did, under the tower as well. That's just the strength of Necrobook. It's already Necrobook 2. I think for the fight it was at 2, or was I not paying attention?
No, but it was one at the fight. He's just got it out on the courier.
Pretty strong though. I mean, I really should look in the bot lane. They just found yet another kill. You've got 5 kills in this bot lane in 8 minutes. It's looking pretty tricky for Decayer. I mean, level 7 on the Bloodseeker, only level 5 on the Pangolina, only level 4. Oh yeah, you've got, Rupture Swap. What about? Good combo, isn't it? Rupture them, bring them into your team, do a bit of damage to them.
It's a very good combo, and the other thing you've got here is you've got SupahNoodlz on this Bloodseeker rushing a Blade Mill, so I suspect about 15 minutes once this Necrobook 3 comes out on this Lycan, we're going to see every time this Lycan ults up, they're just going to group, they're going to barrel down a tower, and they're just going to put so much pressure onto the Dire to do something. Obviously Dire at the moment, it's only the Dragon Knight and the Drow with the ults to respond. Pango without his ult at 9.5 minutes is rough.
He needs it. He really does need it. Look at Midnight's build. Someone mentioned it in chat, but he's 0-2-3 and then has his ult. So he's not got the burst damage from overwhelming odds, but I guess maxing Moment of Courage does help your auto attacks. Maybe he's just going to jungle. That's his plan. Or we'll see. I think Roidz is actually spamming his Necrobook on cooldown, maybe using it to farm. You've got Nat just being cheeky over here. Wonder what he's just going to take the bounty. Very nice. Maybe he might find the courier. He can almost one punch it, not quite. He's just going to go through the trees. Very sneaky.
There's an arcane in this top, and Dragon Knight's picked it up, so I assume we'll see his ult come out immediately. Obviously that gives it a 20-second cooldown, or downtime rather. Equally, the Lycan would like that arcane route. Same kind of heroes.
Black is being taken. It's about to go down. Tim was breathing on it. We are still running at Nat, but I don't think they can kill him. They want to run into Doigelicious. This is easily a kill. Yeah, just go in. Look at the damage coming up from Splitter. It's max rank. Now he's right on top of the slow, but Legion is the fastest hero in the game. Frost Arrows, what rank is it? Rank 2, rank 3 Frost Arrows immediately get slowed again. Little bit of a heal. big marksmanship proc for the kill. Tim's got absolutely no mana, but can we get in range of him? That's claritying up. Almost has enough mana for Leech Seed, which is only a small slow. 8% slow. Tim's just going to TP out. Wow, nice TP by Tim. Meanwhile, Roidz finds another kill. He is very low on HP. Already with the Necro 3. That is brutally strong, isn't it? Like 100 damage on Lycan. Each Necro creep anyway. The Noodles finds yet another kill, and this is just a slaughter. Every single lane getting a kill at the same time.
Still going on the bottom lane.
In surprise, he's going to go down. We have a 6-0-1 Bloodseeker. Blade Mail at 11 minutes. I mean, we've got to look at some of the items, because this is insane. So Roidz has a full Necro 3, which is just ridiculous for 11 minutes. And Noodles has both the Phase Boots and the Blade Mail. So, going strong.
Yeah, it's looking quite one-sided, and at 11 minutes having a 5k net worth lead on the Radiant is
5k?
Already looking insurmountable for the Dire. 5k. I mean, if we swap across the net worths, you can see that Lycan and Bloodseeker are top by, you've got nearly 2k on the first Die hero on the Lycan and 1,000 on the Bloodseeker. They've just got this possibility to scale so well and just not give the Dire any opportunity to farm and catch up. It's going to be up to the Radiant to throw the game, basically.
Yeah, the lead which we've already got from Lycan is insane. He's already level 12. He's 3 levels ahead. He's got the full Necro 3. Now he's bringing full Treads onto him as well. So it's pretty strong. We'll see what he can do. We know Lycan is good at snowballing the game. But so good at pushing. Also good at fighting when you can't deal with the Necro book. I think you can still disarm Necro creeps with Pango, so that's always nice. You can obviously roll on top of them. Yeah, 100 CS already. I mean, Lycan can do better than that, but he's also 3-0 and taken a tower, so we won't complain too much about that.
No, not at all, and they're going for this tier 2 bot as well. Obviously, it's worth mentioning that they do have quite a bit of minus armor as well in this Dire. The Venge Wave of Terror giving -6. The Howl giving up to -8 when it's fully skilled.
8 minus armor? Man,
yeah,
I never knew that. I knew it was significant. Oh, we've actually used Rupture on Decayer. He's already used Swashbuckle. He's just running away. He's trying to get into his tower. He's just running. Oh, now he's going to test Blood Right. Yeah, that's it. Blood Right. Now we're going on Somewhat. Somewhat gets Laguna to the face. They will find one kill. The Venge trying to keep up with the Bloodseeker. Of course, Noodles is long gone. Roidz also decides to TP out. It didn't quite push the tower. Glyph was used, but it did find a kill on Decayer. I mean, what level is Decayer? He is 040 Pango, and he's only level 7. It's not quite gone the way he thought. They really hard countered him here.
Yeah, it's been a very hard Pangolier game. Bloodseeker probably one of the hardest counters to Pangolier in the game.
Yeah, it probably is the hardest. Oh,
yeah,
I hear the ult.
Relies on that spell immunity and armor.
Lycan's ulted. Did he ult just for the tower? Because that may have been a misclick, because I don't believe his ult does a lot when it comes to towers. 40% crit chance is a lot, but obviously that doesn't matter because you can't crit a tower. I guess it's like a preemptive, but just in case I need to run out or they go on me. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, he had plenty of time to cancel. Obviously, Lycan has that big cast time, but no, he went for it, just securing that tower. And Duel now on
they're looking
Legion.
for a kill. Yeah, I think Doigelicious realizes I've got to leave. Nat doesn't feed dual damage, but oh, we are still diving. Nice TP in from Kinder Surprise. Immediately gets swapped by Somewhat, and Somewhat gets another swap, using both the swap charges straight away. Wave of Terror hits both of them as well. Just perfect play from the Radiant, using all their abilities so well. I mean, Somewhat gets credit for that fight. It was excellent.
It was like watching a game of checkers. It goes over one piece and immediately hops over the other.
Yeah,
both thrown back into the maelstrom of this Radiant team that just runs at you and wants to kill you constantly. And neither Lina nor Drow wants to be anywhere near them. They just want to be casting their spells and firing their arrows from far. But Radiant have this perfect team to not let that happen. Legion's got a blink to close the gap. Lycan can run at you at such fast speeds, so can Bloodseeker. And Venge can obviously swap you in. It's going to be one of these games where really the only chance you're going to have that Drow and that Lina potentially be safe is on the high ground. And by the time it's got to a high ground with pushing heroes like Decayer and Lycan, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. They've gone for such a aggressive lineup. that, like you said, they can just get straight on top of the fight. You know, the Dire want to create that space. They want to be attacking you from a distance, and the Radiant just suddenly they're all on top of you. You've been swapped in. There's a 650 move speed here on top of you. You've been ruptured, so you can't even run. It's very hard for the Dire to deal with, and this lead is only going to get worse. There may be a fight. Nat is level 6, so he has his ult at the ready. He's going to wait for it. He's going to get a really big ult. Overgrowth hits 4 heroes. Legion's already used the heal. The Dispel's been used. I think they're going to find Midnight. Yeah, there's the Laguna Blade. Somewhat is very low. They just need 1 hit to get him. There it is. Doig finds the kill. Decayer now going in. Nat goes down straight away to Roidz, though. He has popped his ult. I think Frawding's going to go down. He's a tanky hero, but he's still not tanky enough. Kinder Surprise. Nice Light Strike Ray. Hits both. But there's no way you're escaping the speed of these heroes. Yeah, and look at Roidz just chasing him down. Massive crits there. Triple kill for the Lycan. He may find another. Decayer does have Swashbuckle. Trying to juke with it. Now he gets ruptured. Do we have another stun? I don't think we do, actually. He does manage to TP out. So it's a good TP from Decayer. But there you go. I mean, you had a good fight. You had a good start. You did find a kill. But then out comes the Lycan ult, and he just kills everyone. And you're absolutely not prepared for the Lycan at this point. Oof.
Yeah, I think we saw the problem there, though, was that Dire's only damage at the moment is coming out from this Drow Ranger, who, when they put that train ult down, they got that triple Light Strike array off the back of it from the Lina. The Drow hadn't arrived yet, and so these heroes were locked down, sure, but they weren't taking any damage. Obviously, this Drow came in, and the multi-shot came out, and immediately Midnight went down, so did Somewhat shortly after, but that Drow needs to be there at the beginning to make full use of those stuns.
Still trying to
Dragon Knight
defend
just does no damage.
They're still trying to defend their tower. Decayer's got the Maelstrom. That does help one-shot the waves. They've got living armor. So they do have some way of defending. As you can see, they have managed to force them away, even though they are 8,000 gold behind and 12 kills. But they've managed to hold their ground for the time being. Still not looking great, but you know, they have some ways of defending at least. Yeah, this isn't going to be a 2-hour game. That makes sense. You can't push right now? Yeah, we'll just get Roche. I don't know who you give Roche to, though. I would think Bloodseeker, potentially. Yeah, maybe Bloodseeker.
Yeah, Bloodseeker makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lycan, if you're going down, you don't really want to respawn.
Oh, they smoked in. Going to see a fight. Yeah, it's immediately broken because they know they're in rush. Frawding blinks straight in. I'm not sure he finds a stun. That gets the ult up. We're going to kill Somewhat pretty quickly. Maybe not, actually. Look at Roidz. He's popped his ult. He's low, but he doesn't mind. He can just run in and out as needed. Midnight's already found a duel win. Frawding's going to get brought down. Kinder Supply's hiding in the corner. He just ults, I think, an illusion. Doig gets killed. Nice Ice Path right at the end. That's going to be a full team wipe. The only person they lose is the Venge illusion. Well, the Venge hero and the Venge illusion. Now there's a Roche. And now you've got to deal with this pushing lineup. A just goes on to SupahNoodlz, as expected. And
that's
Roidz
two godlike spree.
Roidz is just going into the jungle. Are they both 9-0? Yeah, 908 and 903. Oh dear.
It's heartbreaking to watch. Yeah, that Bloodseeker there, they actually pumped so much damage into him, Roidz. It was a fantastic Glimmer Cape from Somewhat, actually, that saved Roidz there. He's just able to run away from the Treant ult and get out, courtesy of this Glimmer Cape, and then just skirt around the edge of the fight. But Bloodseeker took a hell of a amount of damage, but obviously they just managed to kill a few heroes at first, and he was back up to full and running at this Drow. There's a long TP here.
Oh no, that's
actually.
a very, very long TP. But maybe it was a bait. Actually, Somewhat did a swap, which was very defensive, so maybe it wasn't a bait. They don't have Lycan. Roidz is still wandering in. This might be a chance for Dire to find some kills. They've got a lot of slows. Can they get a kill on Midnight? No, Laguna Blade is not going to be enough damage. Lots of 4-staffs. Jules maybe thinking about going back in, get stunned again, but he's got the Aegis, so he doesn't care. Great Ice Path from Tim. It's only rank 1. He's got rank 1 Ice Path. Now we've got Lycan and no ults, so he's just kind of wandering around, applying his Assault Cuirass debuff to people. I think Noodles may go down. We've used the Overgrowth. We're smacking Doigelicious. This is the problem. Look, he cannot fight a melee range Legion. Okay, he finally does find the kill. Doig actually on a double kill. Oh, but look at the damage coming out from Lycan. You can't disarm his entire zoo, and they do finally bring down Doig. So it looked like a good fight for the Dire, but in the end it kind of turned out to be a little bit of a bait. They did take the Aegis, I guess, but it's still not worth it.
Somewhat is actually playing so well here. Obviously, we're talking about these two Radiant cores with their huge networks going around killing everybody, but it's actually somewhat that's facilitated this with both the kills in the top lane earlier and saving Roidz at this Roche fight, and then helping Dan not lose his Aegis immediately in that fight. It's actually being this talisman that's keeping the whole team ticking, allowing them to do this thing, get this big net worth lead, and win these fights. I think credit to him.
Indeed. The net worth lead has increased even further. It's now 15,000 gold. You can see just how much gold this Lycan has. He is 10-0, and you have 9-0-10 on the Bloodseeker. He's got Sanj and Yasha, so now a bit of status resistance as well. Going for Basher. Lycan has the full Assault Cuirass and one part of the BKB. I also noticed that Tim has gone for a build which is very different to what we usually see in our in-houses. We've actually seen Ice Path maxed first in most games, but he's gone for it last because he actually wanted the early Liquid Fire ranks. I guess for pushing. Makes sense to me. If you're going all in on the push, get that max Liquid Fire. Scales really strangely. Have you not always thought that? Like 20, 15, 10, 4. Like, why is it not 5?
Yeah, it's
like,
it is an odd one because all the other parts of it scale. You know how you'd expect. They go up by 10 each time for the attack slow. They go up by 4 each time for the burn damage. It's almost just like it's a, well, you've maxed this skill first, get an extra second.
Yeah, like a little extra bonus. Just for fun.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, Roidz' ult. He's going in. Doesn't care about the split shot. They've got a net. Clumsy net. It's actually used by Roidz. He netted himself, but Doigelicious going to go, and they can't defend him. Well, they're trying. They're really trying. Out comes the dual Ice Path Macropire right on top of Doigelicious. He's going to die to that. Another kill. That's going to buy back. Look at Roidz. He's being controlled. He's still got plenty of health. I mean, he's a fairly tanky hero. 3,000 HP. Heal comes out from Midnight. Roidz, he is on a beyond godlike streak. More buybacks. But you don't have buyback on Doige, and you don't have it on Kinder either. And it's still 5 versus 3. Okay, there's another buyback. Frawding's now brought back. He's going to march back into the fight. But what can they do now? They still don't have Doige. Their tower's about to go down. I guess you've got no Lycan ulti, so that's always a little benefit. I still think it's going to be hard. Decayer trying to do what he can with the Maelstrom. They're also breathing fire on the heroes, but they have way too much damage. And the first set of Brack's going to go down. At 23 minutes, there's a swap. You're trying to go onto Frawding. He's quite a tanky hero. He's stuck in the blood right. Are we going to find the dual win? Yes, we are. Midnight's now on 50 damage. Very early in the game to have 50 damage. And they will finally take the Brack. So that was actually a buyback as well from Frawding. So, oh, GG's called. 23 minutes.
Yeah, I was just about to say I was expecting GG any second now because, well, you're losing your base here and you're not coming back from Megas at 23 minutes. That was just well executed from the Radiant. The biggest problem from the Dire there was the fact that they were relying on this Drow for damage, but they picked a Drow into what was already a fairly rough Drow game, and it only got worse from that point in the draft. And when your only source of damage is this Drow that's heavily countered, obviously we saw the Dragonite went for a Blink Dagger, which when you're so low on net worth and so precious in a game like this, it's a lot of gold to sink into something that's not allowing you to do any more damage. It just turned out that the Radiant could just snowball them, basically. You had these tanky heroes, all 3 of them running at you with Avenge to help any of them if they dive too deep or they got caught out, and they simply focused this Drow at every fight, and that's the damage gone. They could do what they're like.
I mean, you see, it was pointed out in chat, both Roidz and SupahNoodlz, neither of them died at all in this game. We have a 13-0 and a 10-0. So having neither of your cores die, that's not a good thing, right? They couldn't bring them down at all. And you said Lycan's not really super tanky, but he had about 3,000 HP and an Assault Cuirass in the late game. They had no way of doing enough damage to kill him. So, you know, he really just ran away with this game.
He was so far ahead.
Yeah, he really was.
And I mean, we talk about the net worth, right? But you just look at the levels as well. There's such an XP difference as well, because obviously the Radiant heroes, they're just not dying, so you're not picking up XP from these 2 cores that would usually give you so much, whereas the Radiant's picking up this XP from the whole Dire team every fight because they're just wiping them out. It was a total of 9 kills on the Dire in total. Most of them on Somewhat and Midnight. In fact, Somewhat and Midnight basically were all of Dire's kills. Tim only
Yeah.
died once in the Jakiro. And Somewhat doesn't mind if they die at all. They're avenged. It's their job to do that. They swap themselves in, they save the core, and they go down. They've still got a hero of the auras running around. It was just a very good draft by the Radiant, and it was very well executed. And we said about 10 minutes in that it was the Radiants to throw, and they didn't. They grouped up, they played well, they took the objectives. When there was no objectives taken, the ultimates were down, they went Roche. In a way, Dire did an awful lot right too. When they went Roche, they smoked and they went Roche. They kind of defended the towers that they could. They didn't defend the towers that they shouldn't defend. They just got picked off once or twice, which was unfortunate. I mean, we talk about that top tier 2. That was just somewhat excellent play, really. I mean, Doige on the drive saw them coming and ran to the trees, but unfortunately, that Kinder Surprise TP basically allowed that maneuver to go off, allowing him to bridge the distance of his first swap. But it was just very, very well drafted and very, very well played from the Radiant.